And that's exactly what you just saw. We're premiering That Dangerous Highway documentary put together by Portia Gabor today. And today marks exactly 6 years of the inauguration of the N1 highway, also known as the George Walker Bush Highway. 6 years on, the road, which was to reduce travel time from an hour to 20 minutes, has cut short the life of over about 300 people and maimed many. Tonight, TV3 brings you the premiere of Dangerous Highway, a road safety documentary by Portia Gabor.
In 2008, Ghana's then President John Agyekum Kufuor decided to name a future 6-lane highway after a president of the United States of America.
Mr. President, in appreciation of your many kind gestures towards Ghana and other parts of Africa, and to immortalize your goodwill to us, my government has decided to name this road, this very strategic road, after you. Henceforth, it will be called the George Bush Motorway.
And I really appreciate the George Bush Motorway. The next time I come and ride on the George Bush Motorway, I promise that we will not shut the highway down.
On 15 February 2012, the 14.1-kilometer George Walker Bush Highway, also referred to as the N1 Highway, was officially opened to motorists.
I'm happy for two main reasons. The first one is that President Agyekum Kufuor agreed to be here this afternoon. As you know, he initiated this project. They started and we finished it. The important thing is that it is a Ghana project.
The motorway is expected to facilitate the movement of more than 36,000 vehicles per day and reduce peak time travel from 1 hour to 20 minutes.
Funded by the U.S. government Millennium Challenge Corporation at a cost of $175 million, the purpose of the highway was to address the bottleneck on portions of the stretch which caused delay of exports and imports, especially at Malam Junction. 6 years after its construction, the joy that came with the commissioning of the highway has turned to tears of sorrow for families who have lost loved ones.
So
21-year-old Isaac Nyamu was a young adult with special needs who wanted to make a difference in society. He died while crossing the Abekala Pass section of the N1 highway on 18th June 2017.
Men, one, we are straight there. Off. Traffic light, red. She no need to U-turn. No.
The main traffic light was indicating red, but the traffic light by the U-turn was indicating green.
They carry another share the Kajamodi. Robin me for me, the last person. Nina can turn any trailer, back at full speed, top speed, me, when about U-turn, it's any quite slow. She can speed and we can do.
People were crossing. My son was the last to cross. A car at top speed approached suddenly and hit him.
She didn't mean in a U-turn on the U-turn. They made for me when Yame say they come for me. She speed no, not a woman for me. Slow her down. She went to a highway near Bells and a trolley.
It's not me who got to say what is happening in that very spot, because everybody knows, and even the top men, they know what is happening there. You have to do something about it. You have to do something about it. You know, at least you guys get a record. Since the George Walker Bush motorway when it was completed, see the accidents which has been happening there. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? We still wait for people to lose their kids, people to lose their family, people losing their family before we take action. At least 1, 2, 3, we have to know that what is happening there. We have to do something about it. But they don't care. Well, why? Just want to know why.
On 21st July 2017, Isaac's funeral was held at the Calvary Baptist Church in Accra.
But this young man, it does not matter how old he lived, he may have died in accident, but his soul and spirit is with the Lord. Therefore, me as a pastor, I will cry, but I will say thank you to Jesus. Don't make a wawada in worship.
Isaac is not the only one to have lost his life on the George Walker Bush Highway. Statistics from the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service show as at December 2017, 295 persons alone died on the highway. Over 3,000 road crashes have occurred on the highway, injuring 1,876 persons. decided to embark on a journey to find out what the causes of road crashes on the highway are and what could be done to prevent needless deaths and road crashes. The scenes here can best be described as chaotic. The Abekalapa section of the N1 highway is a hotspot for road crashes, and here's the reason. This is the exact spot where Isaac died.
It's a disaster in waiting that we should all pray against, but I think it's a disaster in waiting because a day can come when we all wake up and a vehicle would have had a tire burst or a mechanical failure, and it will only run and crash and run over them. And that is what we are here to prevent. And so we think that the current use where the pedestrians are taken to the middle portion, who are though willing and are permitted to stand and wait for vehicles to pass before they also cross from the median, is very dangerous and it's unacceptable. And we think that one way to resolve it is that we should allow the road to be a motorway, and in doing that, at the Abekalapa traffic light, the road has been turned into an interchange, and the median barricaded, and pedestrians also taken on a footbridge.
When the traffic lights and pelican lights for pedestrians are not working, the level of indiscipline here is alarming. Even when the traffic lights and pelican lights are working, there's still a challenge as pedestrians complain it does not give them enough time to cross. Records from the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service indicates 792 pedestrians have been knocked down on the stretch since its inauguration. One major problem confronting pedestrians on the N1 is the absence of adequate footbridges. Residents, commuters and pedestrians have over the years complained the 6 footbridges constructed on the highway are too far apart. As a result, most pedestrians and commuters risk their lives to cross the N1 at unwarranted spots on the highway.
here is more preferable than this place. Because the distance is too far. And at the same time, the station is closer to this place than this place.
The majority of us cross the N1 way where the traffic light is, and which is very dangerous. I think probably if you could have used from that place is very far from where we are getting to, and if they could do something about probably to help all of us. And a lot of people have died on the N1 way because sometimes when you are crossing with the traffic, you just move from a little bit step, you just have to run. If Ghana wants us, people who are very good in running, athletes, probably could choose the N1 way.
The construction of fenced railings has done little to deter people from crossing the highway at unauthorized spots. The fenced railings have been destroyed in the process. Patrick Amadonu was seriously injured while crossing over the fenced railings. Memories of that fateful day are still fresh on his mind.
I'm from where coming to my house. It was night 8 o'clock, light off. So we are crossing the road. But the place, there's no footbridge. Before I'm crossing main motorway and the outer lane, and I forget myself, I cross finish and the car can pass my top. Kia truck. But I survived. But people complain, they trace me, can't see my house. They say here, there's no footbridge here. All the time people are, there's no can knock anybody who will survive before. So me, I survived. I stay for coma for 3 days before I wake up. This is the place. There's no footbridge here.
There's a footbridge just over here. Why didn't you use this footbridge but rather risk your life by standing here to cross the road? Don't you love your life?
That one, at times, from this place to my place is far. But if I go there, it's going to take me a long road. So from here it is short. So because of light off, so we are going, everybody they are going. We Ghanaians, we don't like good things.
In 2013, then acting chief executive of the Ghana Highway Authority, Michael Abbey, hinted provision had been made in the 2013 budget to cater for road safety lapses on the George Walker Bush Highway.
Certainly one person, one death, any death is not acceptable. And we are making all plans to provide more safety facilities along the N1. Within the current year, we plan to put up more footbridges so that the distances people will have to travel before crossing the road using the footbridges will be reduced.
Ramps were to be provided to facilitate movement of the physically challenged.
The N1 was constrained both in time as well as the funding available to do all that was necessary to make it a very safe road to use. The new footbridges we intend to put up on the N1 will cater for all these people.
6 years on, the physically challenged are still struggling to access footbridges on the highway.
We're talking about the difficulties. It's like when I'm climbing the staircase, I have to get a support from the metal guide that I've used before I climb the staircase. So me climbing it, and when I get to the top, I feel very, very tired and my body feels very, very painful. And it is very, very painful. We are not like those who are able to climb it very fast, but we are slow on climbing it. You say before I will climb from the down to the top, I'm very, very tired. So I need to rest a while before I'll continue my journey, meaning I'm feeling difficult on this place. So if they can even do something about it for us, I hope it will be helping us.
They have no alternative but to join other pedestrians to cross the highway.
Sometimes when crossing and the traffic light is not, has not, been on red for the cars to stop, you see people forcing their way through. I, being a disabled person, I can't force my way through. And sometimes some of the drivers, the traffic light will show that the drivers should stop, but they will also force their way through, making it very difficult for us to cross.
In July 2017, the Member of Parliament for Kaikui Central, Patrick Yabuama, petitioned the Ministry of Roads and Highways for more footbridges.
I reminded the new Minister for Highways that his predecessor came to Parliament, made lots of promises to the extent that they attributed their inability to fix those infrastructure on the highway as a result of the World Bank or IMF program, which I have my doubts, because you cannot have this carnage on your highway and attribute it to the IMF. They will rather come to your aid because it's a humanitarian issue. So I believe with this new minister, I'm praying to God that he listens to my voice and to the voice of all those who ply the highway. And I wish everybody or every family that has lost a dear one my condolences, and assure them that I'll continue to speak on this issue and pray to God that the good Lord touches the heart of the President and the Minister to attend to this matter.
But will the addition of more footbridges prevent people from crossing at unauthorized places? The increasing spate of road crashes on the N1 does not only affect adults, but also children.
Sometimes you are afraid to cross the road because the vehicles have been passing by. And you are afraid that when you cross, the vehicle can knock us to another side. So we can stand there sometimes about 30 minutes before crossing the road, and we will be late too. And even my mom can't knock there on this roadside. So when I'm crossing the road, I feel like maybe a vehicle will knock.
6 years after the inauguration of the George Walker Bush Highway, otherwise known as the N1 Highway, many communities and commuters along the stretch are still struggling to utilize it effectively.
Major concerns we've had on that stretch has got to do with safety audit concerns, whether human activity are concentrated at a particular point on the stretch, and where the likelihood that there will be pedestrian Crossing and the rest of them. I think one of the challenges we had with this project is our ability to be able to ensure that these recommendations were carried out to the fullest. For constraints of funding and their likes, we were not able to have those needs addressed to the fullest.
Despite efforts by the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service and the National Road Safety Commission to improve upon safety on the highway, more work needs to be done.
We have taken the trouble from 2012-13 thereabout to consistently engage the communities that are by the N1, to try to draw their attention to the risky nature of this road. This road is unique in the sense that it's a highway that traverses settlement areas. So it's not the typical urban road where you would have drivers doing speed levels less than 50 kilometers and their likes. So we had taken the trouble to educate the communities and get them to use the footbridges, however inconvenient they may appear.
At night, both pedestrians and drivers struggle to use the highway.
The people crossing, they suffer, and so we need overhead here.
Say you tell no mo ye no as ko mo ye you tell ko sa de say no mo bloko kwa no enti sa mo free atimota wo ntimi enduare entimi ntwam nko me road no.
The cars negotiating the curve at the Abekala Pass section of the M1 stop in the middle of the road, preventing pedestrians from crossing.
Those drivers over there, they don't stop. If another vehicle here refuses not to stop, then what will happen to those standing in the middle of the road? So that's our main concern.
Despite efforts being made by the National Road Safety Commission, Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service and other stakeholders to curb the spate of road crashes on the N1, it continues to claim lives. If appropriate measures are not taken to curb the carnage on the N1, it will continue to wipe out majority of Ghana's human resource. If action is not taken now, next time you hear of an accident on the George Walker Bush Highway, someone close to you could be involved. Posh Gabo, TV3 News, Accra.